The Council of Chalcedon, convened in 451 CE by Emperor Marcian, was not merely a gathering of bishops and theologians. It was a crucible of faith, politics, and power. At its heart lay a fundamental question that had divided the Christian world: the nature of Christ himself. It all began with Arius, an Alexandrian presbyter, who dared to challenge the established orthodoxy by suggesting that Christ, though divine, was a creation of God. This notion sparked heated debates and violent upheavals across the Roman Empire. With Constantine the Great's ascent to power, the issue gained even greater prominence, leading to the First Council of Nicaea in 325 CE. At Nicaea, the concept of the Trinity emerged, affirming Christ's divine essence, inseparable from that of God the Father. The Nicene Creed, the embodiment of this belief, became a cornerstone of Christian doctrine, enforced by imperial decree. Yet, Arianism, Arius's doctrine, persisted in various forms, perpetuating theological tensions. As the Roman Empire faced external threats from barbarian invasions, the call for unity among Christians grew louder. However, rivalries among the major Christian centers, Jerusalem, Antioch, Alexandria, Constantinople, and Rome, continued to simmer. Constantinople's elevation above all others at the First Council of Constantinople further fueled our resentment, especially from Alexandria and Antioch. Meanwhile, the Council of Nicaea had left a crucial question unanswered: the nature of Christ's being. This theological vacuum gave rise to further disputes and heresies, including Paulinism, Novatianism, and Nestorianism, each challenging the Orthodox understanding of Christ's divinity and humanity. Amidst the theological debates and power struggles of the early Christian world, various figures and movements emerged, each challenging the Orthodox understanding of Christ and salvation. Paul of Samosata, known for Paulinism, served as the bishop of Antioch in the 3rd century. His teachings diverged from the mainstream Christian doctrine by asserting that Jesus, though born human, was infused with the divine logos, connecting him to the highest God. This concept, rooted in Greek philosophy, presented Jesus not as a God who became man, but as a man who became God. Despite being condemned as a heretic, Paulinism found adherents across the empire, advocating for a different understanding of baptism and salvation. Another dissenting voice was Novatian, a theologian who staunchly opposed readmitting Christians who had lapsed during persecution. According to Novatianism, those guilty of mortal sins should not be readmitted to the church, as it would compromise the purity of the community. This uncompromising stance extended even to issues like remarriage after divorce or widowhood. Nestorius, Archbishop of Constantinople, stirred controversy with his rejection of the title Theotokos, or God-bearer for Mary. Instead, he advocated for Christotokos, emphasizing Mary's role as the bearer of Christ rather than God. This stance led to accusations of Nestorianism, suggesting a division within Christ between his human and divine natures. Despite Nestorius's intentions, his teachings were deemed heretical by the 5th century. Meanwhile, remnants of Jewish Christian communities, like the Ebionites, persisted, advocating for adherence to Jewish customs alongside belief in Jesus as the Messiah. They viewed Jesus as a morally exemplary human, vindicated by his death and subsequent exaltation. Amidst the theological disputes swirling within the Christian world, Emperor Theodosius II convened the Council of Ephesus in 431 CE, aiming to settle the contentious issues once and for all. The council began by condemning Jewish Christian views as heretical, followed by the condemnation of the remaining Gnostic Christians who denied Christ's true humanity, claiming he only appeared human. Representatives from Rome argued for a view of Christ that emphasized his dual nature, combining human and divine elements. They believed that Jesus, though divine, experienced genuine human emotions and struggles, making him more relatable to humanity. In contrast, delegates from Antioch advocated for a more human Jesus, emphasizing his full humanity while acknowledging his divine nature. They believed that Jesus' divinity fully manifested only after his resurrection and exaltation. Meanwhile, Arians in Alexandria contended that Christ's union of divine and human natures allowed for true communication between the two, without forming a new nature. This view challenged the notion of Christ's divinity being immutable. The debate delved into intricate theological details, including discussions on Jesus' humanity, his passions, and even mundane human activities like eating and defecation. The theologians grappled with the complexities of how divinity and humanity intersected in Jesus. At the heart of the discussion was the nature of salvation. Athanasius of Alexandria argued that Christ's incarnation allowed humanity to partake in the divine life, emphasizing the transformative aspect of salvation. The council proceedings were marked by intense disagreements, with Cyril of Alexandria sending Nestorius a list of anathemas condemning his views. However, both Nestorius and Bishop John of Antioch, who supported him, were condemned in their absence. The involvement of bishops' legates from Rome further complicated matters. Despite attempts to resolve the theological disputes, the First Council of Ephesus fell short of achieving a definitive resolution. A second council was convened in 439 CE, ultimately concluding that Jesus possessed only one nature after the union of divinity and humanity. Ephesus became synonymous with the turmoil of ecclesiastical politics and theological disagreements, leaving many issues unresolved and tensions simmering beneath the surface. And the Council of Chalcedon, convened in 451 CE by Emperor Marcian, aimed to settle the ongoing theological debates surrounding the nature of Christ. With the death of Emperor Theodosius II, dissenting voices continued to challenge the decisions of previous councils, prompting the need for further clarification. Gathering 520 bishops and their entourages, the council sought to address the crucial question of Christ's nature without issuing a new creed. Instead, they formulated what came to be known as the Chalcedonian Definition, affirming the dual nature of Christ as both fully divine and fully human. According to this declaration, Christ is recognized as one and the same God, possessing both divine and human attributes. He is described as being homoousios with the Father in his divine nature and homoousios with us in his human nature. Despite this union, the distinctiveness of each nature is preserved without confusion or separation. Additionally, the council issued disciplinary canons aimed at reforming church administration and addressing corruption among the clergy. Notably, Canon 28 elevated the See of Constantinople to patriarchal status, causing further division and schisms within the church. However, the council's decisions did not bring about immediate unity. Some bishops argued that the acknowledgement of two natures in Christ bordered on Nestorianism, while others, particularly in Alexandria, emphasized Christ's divine nature over his humanity, leading to accusations of monophysitism. These theological divisions resulted in the formation of independent churches, such as the Coptic Christian Church of Egypt, and the spread of Nestorian teachings into regions beyond the Byzantine Empire. Over time, these differences contributed to the eventual split between Latin Christianity and Orthodox Christianity in 1054 CE. The debates and conflicts surrounding the Council of Chalcedon underscored the profound implications of theological differences within Christianity. In a society where religion intertwined closely with politics, divergent interpretations of doctrine posed significant challenges to the concept of salvation and authority within the Church. The consequences of these debates reverberated through the centuries, shaping the course of Christian history and the development of distinct religious traditions.